as you can probably already guess, I'm my own cameraman. So we're back. And the way that this show works is I'm in a fantasy football league, so we'll just look at the league I'm in and the teams, and you can get whatever you need kind of through that. Alright, so without any further ado, we're going to look at the fantasy cast right now because it still has the matchups from last week, and I'll tell you exactly what happened to me and where everything went wrong. Okay, first of all, okay, my name's changed. My current name is Retard Short Bus, What a Dumb Shit. I changed that for, you'll know why once I tell you. I was playing against Crazy Bitch, which he's now 4-1 and in third place, which is good enough for a playoff spot at this point in the season. He beat me by a score of 124 to 109. And going into the game, this week's matchup, that was a score that was kind of projected to happen. I think I was projected to score about 117, and he was projected to score something like 134. Something just out of this world. Alright, so we'll look at these matchups head to head. He had Cam Newton at quarterback. Solid player. A guy that I would have drafted, or not drafted, I would have picked up on waivers had I had the chance early on in the season after his week 1 performance, but I didn't have a high enough waiver order to do that. He had Cam Newton, who scored him 22 points. Fred Jackson of Buffalo, that damn running back, he got him 25 points. Just unreal. Arian Foster, 17 points. Wes Welker, 12 points. Greg Jennings, 14 points. Here's one drop-off in his lineup. Julio Jones, 2 points. Ooh, thank God for that. Jimmy Graham, or as they're calling him now, the Graham Reaper, 12 points. The Texans defense, 7 points. And the kicker, John Casey, 13 points. All that amounted to 124 points. Now, here's my lineup. Michael Vick, 21 points. Michael Turner, 11 points. Oh, Joseph, I bruised my vagina a die, 1 point. Marcus Colston, 6 points. Now you're starting to see why I changed my name. Dwayne Bowe, 24 points. That was a good output there. Deshaun Jackson, 14 points. Greg Olsen, 8 points. The Jaguars defense, 5 points. Yeah, you know. And here's my coup of the week. Nick Novak. Yeah, remember him. 19 points. I picked him up last week. Chargers kicker. Too bad he has a bye this week, but I'm not going to cut him. Anyhow, that's a score of 109 to a 124. Now, there's a couple things worth noting, okay? If you do the math, 24 minus 9 would be 15. So I lost by a total of 15 points. Okay, not a whole lot. But when you look at my bench and who I had on the bench, okay, Plexico Burress, 4 points. No big loss there. Santana Moss was not on my bench. He's a new acquisition. We'll get into that a little bit later. Willis McGahee, 14 points. Oh, shit. Huh. That just brings you to within 1 right there. You sub him for a die, and you lose a die's 1 point, so you're in a net 13 gain. Oh, you're only down by 2 points just with that move. Ben Roethlisberger, quarterback. Now, I can't really be too hard on myself for this one because going into last week's games, and I don't think I'm alone, did not expect Ben Roethlisberger to have a good game like he did. But he put up 27 points. So, for the sake of argument, compare his 27 points to Michael Vick's, what did he have, 22, I think? Michael Vick had 21 points. Okay, so there's a 6-point differential there, okay? Now, on the surface, you might be thinking, not that big of a deal. Why are you nitpicking about 6 points? Other than, well, of course, I did have a 13-point differential I could have had I put Willis McGahee in place of Jahvid Best. And then the 6 points that Roethlisberger had over Vic, then that becomes crucial. But it's even bigger in the sense that Michael Vick threw three, count them, I believe, 3 interceptions. So that's minus 6 points. So whatever, his total is 21 points, but for those picks he would have had 6 more, which is 27. So you take those 12, that's 12 points in a swing between having Roethlisberger in and having Vick in. So just between those two players, I go from losing by 15 to winning by about 10, give or take a couple points. That's just my estimate. Okay, but it gets better, trust me. So, the next guy on the bench, Scott Chandler, didn't do shit yesterday, so that's not a big deal. Isaac Redman, didn't do much either, not a big deal. This is the one that hurts, and many of you probably still recall from Monday Night Football. Javid Best, yes, I had the wisdom and foresight to sit Javid Best. 22 points. Ugh! 22 points. Yes, I said it. 22. Deuce, deuce, 2, 2. 11 plus 11. 22 points. Okay, so now, forget about Big Ben. Forget about Michael Vick. Forget about Willis McGahee. Forget about Josephine Adai. And let's just look at that. Alright. Take Josephine Adai out of the equation and his whopping 1 point. You put in Javid Best and his 21 points. Shit, I'm no mathematician, but that would give me a 7-point victory in and of itself. Just that one move. It's just it makes me want to puke. But so let's just say there's a 7-point victory I would have had. Now, another move I could have made is not having Marcus Colston in there. He only had 6 points. So had I gone with a 3 running back set, which is something I'd usually been doing because of the personnel that I have, and say, I don't know, maybe Willis McGahee, for instance. Okay. Well, Willis McGahee, as I mentioned, 14 points. So that's an 8-point differential over Colston. So we're up by 7. Now so we win by 15 now. Instead of losing by 15, we win by 15. So yeah, tough week in fantasy football for me. To give you an idea where that kind of shakes things out is I'm now 1-4. Deep hole that I have to try and dig out of. First 4 teams in our league make the playoffs of 10. Guy I just lost to, he's now 4-1. He's in the 3rd position for a playoff spot. So yes, needless to say, there's some work to do. And as you can tell by that roster, not a bad team whatsoever. Problem is, and this is something we're going to talk about when we come back for the break, bye week. Yep, that's right. It's time for bye week. So that may or may not detrimentally affect you this week. But for me, it is huge and it's crucial because I'm in a must-win situation and I have some key players that have buys this week, and I'll bet some of you do too. So we're going to get into that when we come back, go around the league and see what happened, and maybe get a little insight on what we think might happen this upcoming week and how to best manage those bye weeks. We'll be right back on the Fantasy Football Hour edition of the Chris Leslie Show. Thank you.